Hello and welcome to day number 4 of my 12/12 birthday countdown. So today's hard truth is, it ain't all about me. I am slightly embarrassed to admit that it took me a little bit of time to grow past this concept of it ain't all about me. It's not necessarily from a selfish standpoint, more so from the understanding that how people behave and whatever energy they may be putting off may have absolutely nothing to do with me and more so to do with what is going on with them. And something that I feel like I've talked about previously is the fact that I am very intuitive. I can feel tension. I can feel energy in a room. And growing up, I didn't necessarily know that. I felt this sensitivity was a negative thing. Now that I can actually put a name to it, it's me being an empath. I can appreciate it a lot more. But before being able to understand what it actually is, I struggled a lot. I would react to things very easily. I was just led to believe that, oh, you're a crybaby, or you ask too many questions, or you are just feeling too much and you need to relax. That was what my experience was until I understood that my sensitivity was connected to my intuition. And so when it comes to the hard truth of it ain't all about me, one of the things that I had to learn is that when people are going through things, whatever I may be sensing or picking up, I may not be part of the equation at all. It may have more to do with what they're experiencing and less to do with me and how they're interacting with me. And so this was a very common theme in relationships, especially when it came to dating. I was always so sensitive to the attitudes of the guys that I was dating, when really it was never my issue. And so this is where the concept of emotional intelligence really comes into play, because what I eventually learned is that there are some people who don't have the emotional intelligence to redirect how they may be feeling in a way that's constructive or productive. Instead, it just comes out of them and it just sprinkles around other people, right? And so for people like me who are sensitive to that, I absorb it and then I'm like, oh shoot, what did I do? I'm sure there may be other people who have experienced this. I know this can be particularly common for people pleasers because they feel a responsibility to do so, like they feel like they have to do something to help ease it. I will admit I was someone who had some people pleasing tendencies, but I've shifted away from that because I now understand what's going on. I can detach myself from those feelings that other people may be expressing that have absolutely nothing to do with me. And it was a really challenging process because I didn't know how to respond or how to process these feelings and emotions, especially when they weren't mine. Now that I'm older and I understand what's happening and what's going on, I can respond in a way that's much more appropriate, which is to essentially identify what my feelings are, separate myself from the other person's feelings or other people if it's a group, and use my own emotional intelligence to respond in a way that's appropriate for the situation. Or at the very least, feeling confident to ask the right questions to determine whether or not what I'm feeling is being directed towards me or if there's something else going on. And I would say, thankfully, as my own personal development has grown, I feel much more comfortable responding to situations. But earlier in my adulthood, oh my gosh, I could easily be swept into someone else's emotions and then feel the need to do all of these things to put them at ease or constantly check in with them or just doing things that were not serving me. And this hard truth is just recognizing that when people are going through things, they don't necessarily have the tools to process their emotions in a healthy way. We can't expect everyone to be on the same page as us, right? And so instead of having these unrealistic expectations of others, I just make sure that I equip myself with the right tools. And one of the other pieces that is important is to recognize that I may also be projecting my own feelings. And so that's where the concept of emotional intelligence has really been helpful, because it's me also recognizing that, okay, I don't necessarily feel confident here, or I'm feeling a lot of uncertainty. And by me taking the time to identify that, I can respond appropriately from there. And so with this particular hard truth, I will admit I debated whether or not to talk about it, just because it does really hit close to home. But I also recognize that there may be other people who have dealt with this, right? Whether they were really sensitive growing up, and now as a result, they have some people-pleasing tendencies. They don't know how to shut off or detach themselves from other people's emotions. But I hope that people who have experienced this can take away from this particular video is that it's okay. When people are going through things, they may not necessarily have the best outlet for expressing what they may be feeling. And so it's important to be conscientious of that and to respond in a way that is appropriate for the setting. That may include detaching emotionally. And so that is today's hard truth. I hope that it made sense. I hope that it was helpful. And I will see you here tomorrow for day number 5.